Hi, y'all. Welcome to the Fearless Female Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Katerina Kormas, certified mindset and confidence coach and believer that everything you dream of creating in your life is possible for you. This podcast is so much more than about being an entrepreneur. It's about being the woman who unapologetically and fearlessly goes out after what she desires. This is where you shift your mindset, your beliefs, and your perspectives and ignite your confidence so you can transform your life and business. This podcast is all about living life your own way, deeply connecting to your own intuition and leading yourself to success. This is where you become an energetic match for all that you desire in your life and business. Your wildest dreams and fulfilling life are waiting for you, and I'm so grateful to be able to guide you along the way. I'm so glad you're here. Grab your favorite hot beverage, your headphones, and a journal, and let's jump in. Hello. Welcome back to the Fearless Female Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm so excited about this week's episode. And we're continuing the Lead Yourself podcast series. So this is episode 2 in the series, and it's all about preparing you for creating the most powerful goals and aligned actions and thoughts and beliefs in the next quarter. So this is where we are going to deeply connect to that future version of you. This is where you connect to the heart and soul desires of what you want to be doing and creating in this lifetime. But we are also going to take a walk down memory lane to see how you evolved over time. Life is an evolution. No matter what your goal is, what your dream is, it has always been an evolution. It takes you time to graduate high school. It takes you time to build a relationship into a marriage. It takes time to build a business. You have to evolve, yourself, you at the deepest parts of you, your mindset, your confidence, all of that has to become the match for what you're desiring. So kind of like Scrooge in A Christmas Carol, we're going to do a guided visualization where you visit you through the years, seeing the things you've done along the way, the experiences you've had, all leading to that next level version of you. And it's kind of fitting as I'm recording this in December, right? The perfect time to watch A Christmas Carol or It's a Wonderful Life. Both of them really reflect on who you were, what you contributed to the world, what you contributed to yourself, how you've shifted, how you've changed, how you've become who you are, what makes you right in this moment for your next level dream. So in our last episode, we talked about, getting lost in the destination, always measuring our results against where we desire to be. Seeing life that happens or missteps or delayed progress as some kind of indication that, hey, it's not working, it's not meant for me, something must be wrong with me. We really kind of dove into what was happening when we get into that mindset, right? And we talked about how we spend more time in the evolution than we actually do in the destination, because when you arrive, you're always dreaming. You're always dreaming for something different, and it's always your inner soul saying, great, you've evolved, now you can evolve bigger, you can experience more, you have this space and capacity because you've stepped into this next level confidence, this next level version of you, this even more authentic self. Like, you've proven to yourself along the way that now you have this dream and you've grown into this dream and you've become a stronger person and you've proved to yourself what you can do, right? There's always a next dream at the end when you get to that destination. So you're spending mostly all of your time in the evolution and not as much time in the destination. And we so often lose sight of how far we've actually come, how we've evolved, how we've changed, how we've grown, how we've become stronger and more confident, and how each experience along the way has prepared us for what's going to happen next. And whether it was a good experience or a bad experience, it's always giving us something. We're always learning something. And when we can switch on that mindset of, this moment sucks, but who am I in this moment and what am I learning? And it might take a while after that incident, that experience, that heartbreak, that whatever, to realize that there was something in it that you learned. You will eventually get there and realize, oh, I came out of this okay. I proved to myself I can do this. This is what I've learned. Um, so, as a mindset and business coach, here is what I want for you. I want you to enjoy your life now while going out after what you desire. I want you to keep your confidence and your momentum going so that you can have that next level dream. I want you to see the transformations that are happening so that you can create the life and business you desire. I want you to root into the abundance and gratitude energy that will move you forward so that you don't get derailed or you don't give up on your dreams or you don't get frustrated or you don't, start comparing yourself to the world and start thinking about all the things you lack, right? That's never going to get you to where you want to be, and I want you to get to where you want to be. I want you to take action from and make decisions based on what is best for you. Not out of fear things aren't going to happen or desperation to prove that you can succeed or not because you just don't want to be where you are right now and you'll do anything to, you'll throw spaghetti at the walls until you figure it out, right? I want you to make decisions that are so empowered by what is right for you, what feels good for you, what your intuition is telling you to do. And part of that is all deeply rooted in the becoming process. This is what I call it. I call our journey the becoming process. We are always in the midst of becoming who we want to be and what we desire to have. It's everything is rooted in the journey and the aligned actions and the thoughts and beliefs that you lead with every single day. So, today's guided visualization is going to do two things for you. It's going to allow you to see yourself in the journey, the moments you remember, the more meaningful moments, the bigger milestones, but also the small little things, right? It's going to allow you to see yourself in the moments that you are just being you. Number two, it's going to reveal who you want to be, how you see yourself, what you desire to do and accomplish next, and really see who she is. This is where you kind of like, you know, get in your little time machine and see that version of you, that next level version of you, and what she's doing and who she is and how she holds herself. So I've done this visualization many, many times. I created it a few years ago when I actually didn't quite know what I wanted to do with my life, with my business. I didn't know what came next. I didn't even know what big dreams I had, what I saw myself doing in the future. I was really stuck in dreaming with restrictions. I was only dreaming from here. I was dreaming from where I am, where I was right then, and what I thought was possible, what my beliefs were, what the thoughts I was leading with in the moment, what other people thought was possible for me. So I had boxed myself out of dreaming because I couldn't see anything that was possible. So I actually created this visualization for myself to really see what was going to come next. Because we tend to dream with restrictions. We only allow ourselves to create dreams that are doable, that we can actually, it's our inner system going, we can only dream from a safe place. If I can see how it can happen, then we can dream it. But if I don't see how it can happen, then I can't dream it. Or if I can only dream from a place where other people would approve or based on other people's beliefs, right? Sometimes we are so rooted in external validation or what our family and friends think is possible that sometimes when we dream, it might seem outlandish to other people on what we want. And then we like, okay, yeah, that's probably not possible. I'll dream smaller. So we tend to dream, in ways that we feel we're capable of, um, what we can envision, what would be a safe dream to have versus a dream where there's some unknowns. Um, so, this visualization is really designed to get you out of your head, away from what you currently believe is possible, and instead allow you to see yourself doing what you truly want to be doing from your heart and soul, no matter what the limitations are in your current life, where you're living from right now. So, what I want you to do is, I want you to grab a pen and a journal and have that ready near you so that after you finish the visualization, you can journal what that experience felt like. And I'm going to give you some journal prompts at the end. So, okay, side note, like, so if you're listening to this while you're driving or while you can't fully be present, I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to ask something of you basically. Um, I want you to get the most out of this exercise, this visualization. And the best way to get the most out of it is if you don't know what's coming. So I'm going to ask you, if you're in the car driving, operating machinery, not in a place where you're fully present, I'm going to ask you to pause this episode until you can find a quiet place to sit and really be present. I want you to listen to this for the first time without knowing what is coming next. It is the best way to really experience your journey, but towards the end, to really tap into the future version of you doing something big, something you probably have deep inside you that you really desire without getting in your head. If you kind of know what's coming, your head's going to be like, okay, let me analyze this and think of what's the best thing. I don't want you to think from your head. I want it to be instantaneous. I want you to see it without thinking about it. Um, I don't want that, like, I don't want you to activate your logic and your mind. I want you to really activate your intuition and your heart. So yeah, so if you're driving, press pause, come back to it later. But if you are ready to dive in, um, find somewhere quiet where you can sit upright. I'm okay with meditating when you're laying down because I do that a lot. But in this one, I really feel like you should be sitting upright. You can be in bed like with your legs crossed, or you could sit upright in a chair with your feet on the floor. Either way that's comfortable for you. I want you to mute your phone. Turn off all the distractions. If you need to hide in the bathroom or the closet, or go do it, do the visualization in a car in a parking lot. I've done all of those in the past, so no judgment. And I want you to just take a moment, get comfortable. And after you get comfortable, I want you to take a few deep breaths in. So take a deep breath in, hold it for a second. Now slowly exhale out. Feel your body start to relax. Now take another deep breath in, hold it for a second. Now slowly exhale out. Once again, as you exhale, notice your body sink in and relax. Release any tension in your body, clear your mind. Focus your attention on your breath. Once again, inhale in and exhale out. Now close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Now I want you to picture yourself standing on a sidewalk. Big trees are surrounding you, lining the street. You hear the rustling of the leaves. You hear birds chirping. There's a gentle breeze. And you look in front of you, and there's a house with a wooden porch in front. And you look up at the house, and you notice the white siding. the black front door, the shutters around the windows. You slowly walk up the sidewalk to the porch. You walk up the 3 wooden steps. You get to the porch and you notice a porch swing and a few chairs. You already have this sense of being home. You turn the knob on the door and you open the door and it creaks open. And immediately you feel this calming sense of belonging. You realize this is a house filled with love and memories. To the right is a staircase up to the second floor. And just beyond the staircase to the right is a door to another room. There's also a door to your left leading into the main living room. Before you enter any of the rooms, you notice a mirror in front of you above an entry table. And you look at yourself here and now in this moment. You take in your hair, the contours of your face, your eyes, your style of clothing. Take a moment to really look at who you are today, who you've become. You smile at yourself, accepting that this is who you are. You smile as if greeting a best friend. Now you turn to your left and you walk through to the living room. You see framed photos on the desk to your left and on the walls around you. And you stop and you look at the photos. Each one is you in your earliest years. You as a baby, you being held by your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, siblings. You see yourself in photos of holidays and birthdays, in summer and winter. You see photos of you holding your favorite toys on family vacations. You really look at yourself as a baby. And as you walk deeper into the room, you notice yourself transform from baby to toddler. You're holding yourself up, taking your first steps. You see yourself in your baby clothes and your toddler clothes. You see yourself playing with your family or your siblings. You continue to walk deeper into the room, looking at all the frames on all the furniture and on the walls. You notice things like your haircuts and hairstyles along the way as you get older. You see yourself getting ready for your first day of preschool and kindergarten. There are pictures of the crafts you've created, the art you've done, the first class photos, the first coloring pages you colored, the first time you wrote your letters and your numbers. You see yourself trying new things, dancing, singing, reading, playing new games. You see pictures of you doing your first hobbies. Maybe it's dance or sports or swimming or Girl Scouts. And you look back at all the pictures you've seen your evolution, the exploration, the curiosity, the joyful moments. As you walk through the room and you get to the end of the living room, really turn back and look at those photos. Look at that kid, carefree, exploring, trying new things, loving being around family, making friends, playing. You were a dreamer. Anything was possible for you at that age. You were connected deeply to your imagination. You just wanted to have fun. Now you turn and you step into the next room, the dining room. In here, you see photos on the walls and on the break front of you as a teenager. Photos of you listening to your favorite music, reading books, hanging out with friends. Your style has changed. Your hairstyle has changed. Maybe you have glasses or braces, or maybe you're seeing awkward teenage years. Maybe you're seeing photos where you broke a leg or an arm, or you were sick. You see photos with your friends and your family, your siblings. And you look closely at yourself, recognizing what you're feeling and struggling with, what you're trying to figure out in those teenage moments. Maybe you remember those years fondly, or maybe they leave you with feelings of embarrassment or feeling sorry for that version of you. Maybe there are things you wish you could tell her to guide her. For a moment, turn and look at each photo and memory and see her as she was then. See that version of you and send her love, knowing that you figured things out as you got older. Honor her for navigating a challenging time that is the teenage years. Stop and see her discover the hobbies and the skills and the gifts she has. See how she discovered things that made her happy, that felt right for her, that she enjoyed doing. Witness her discovery, her aha moments, even in the toughest times. Next, you step into the kitchen, and here are your college years and the 10 plus years following. You see yourself graduating high school, going off to new adventures, see yourself graduating college. You see photos of things like your first car, your first day of college, first day meeting new friends or roommates, turning 18, turning 21, first day in your first college class, first day of a new job, pictures with friends and boyfriends, favorite places you visited, moments of studying and learning and growing, moments of exploring new places, maybe living on your own for the first time or having your first apartment. Take a moment to look at all of those memories. Set Here she is, set free for the first time, discovering what it's like being an adult. Look back at the times when you were happiest, the times when you were saddest, the times maybe you made some missteps or bad decisions, all the lessons you learned along the way. Ask yourself how all those memories made you who you are today. There may be moments you wish you could forget. For a moment, honor them as part of your story. See them as so much more than something that happened to you, but instead something you learned about yourself. Ask yourself how all those moments made you who you are today. Forgive yourself for things you didn't know back then, but now you know. Now you find yourself in the den, a room you know is where families gathered for fun and entertainment. You see photos of you from more recent years, Look at the photos of you, all the milestones, all the tough decisions, at your style and your hairstyle and how your body has shifted and changed, how you have become you. Look at you doing things that you love doing. Maybe you bought a house, changed careers, went on vacation. Maybe you ended relationships, had kids, or moved across country. Maybe you settled into your life and have memories of smaller moments. Look at all the photos from the holidays, from the good times, from the tough times, from the everyday moments with family and friends. This has been your journey, leading you to where you are now. Each moment in these photos molded you into who you are today. Look at these photos with kindness, not judgment. It's just you taking steps forward, exploring life, learning new lessons, preparing you for what comes next. And now you pass through the door that leads you back to the entryway and the stairs leading up to the second story. As you climb the stairs, you see framed photos from the past year. It's you doing things you've never done before, experiencing things that were expected and unexpected, things you've learned, celebrations, heartaches. You see how your hairstyle and fashion has evolved to match who you are today, your lifestyle today. Each photo leads you to memories that you just created more recently. Stop at the last photo of the most recent memory and look at her. See who she has become, how much she's endured, how much she's discovered, how she's grown, how every other photo in the house has created who she is in that photo, how it's impacted her mindset, her confidence, how she cares for herself, how she views herself. In all these photos, you see her going after her dreams, doing things she loves. She is you right now. This is where you are in this moment. These are the things you're learning and striving for. This is you taking action and living in parts of your dream that you dreamed about years ago. Now, as you take the last few steps up the stairs, you step onto the landing of the second story. And there in front of you is a huge photo framed in a gold ornate frame. It takes up the entire wall of the landing. And here you are in this photo, the future version of you. Look at her. What is she doing in this photo? What is her emotion in the photo? What dream is she fulfilling in this photo? What is the life she's living? This is you a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line. What do you notice about her? Where is she in the photos? Who is she with? What do you immediately wonder about her and her evolution? Stand in front of her and take her in. What do you feel as you look at her living out your next level dream? What shocks you about what you're seeing her do? That's you. That's who you are becoming. Take a few more moments to soak in what's next for you to really see her. What bold action is she taking? What is lighting her up in that photo? Deeply connect to her. Now I want you to slowly turn and walk down the stairs, once again looking at the photos of you this past year, the evolution you've been on, who you've become. You are on the journey to being that woman in the photo at the top of the landing. Now, as you get to the bottom of the stairs, once more take a look in the mirror at who you are today. You are just a few steps away, and it is all part of your next evolution, your next journey, your new habits, and aligned actions and beliefs. You take one last look at yourself and you tell yourself you are committed to becoming the woman that has all she desires. You are committed to becoming the woman at the top of that landing. Then you slowly walk back out the door, down the front steps, and down to the sidewalk, ready to step into that next level version of you. Turn and look at the house that represents the home, you, your home. Your journey is your home. Your evolution is your home. That house represents everything in your heart and soul, everything that has been a part of your journey. Now take a few deep breaths in and exhale. Take another deep breath in, exhale. Slowly become aware of your body. Move your hands, move your feet, shake your legs, open your eyes, and come back to the here and now. How did that feel? How did that feel taking a journey through your entire life? It's okay if this brought up emotions. It's okay if the photos weren't all happy memories. You are made up of all the moments, all the memories, all the experiences, all the stories, no matter how you defined them, no matter what emotions they evoke, they are still a part of who you're made up of. And that is who you are in this moment. Every single photo in that house was you. And who you become is made up of the thoughts, beliefs, actions, and stories you tell yourself from here on out. So now I want you to take your journal and I want you to reflect on what you experienced in the visualization. Go back, walk through the rooms again. What were the memories that popped up, and write about any emotions that came up? What did you realize about your life? Maybe you realize that you've been not honoring your journey, but maybe judging your journey. Maybe there are errors of your life that you were judging. Maybe you need to look at being more kind about your journey or shifting your mindset to see how it has helped you become who you are. Maybe you looked at back at your journey and thought, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe all that I've accomplished. I forgot all of this stuff." Any thoughts or aha moments that surface during your journey through the home, I want you to write them down. And then I want you to specifically think of the last year. Who were you in this past year? Who were you at the start of the year, and who did you become? What did you go through? What did you learn? One of the best practices that you can start to adopt here on out is not just keep looking forward at how far you have to go, but looking back at how far you've come. We're always judging by the destination, how far we still have to come and whether it's working or not, or whether we see results or not. But when you can really honor the evolution, you will completely transform your life. You will enjoy life more. You will realize every single moment has a meaning and a purpose that is always leading you forward. So you will always feel like everything is working. And when you could feel like everything is working, then you continue to have the momentum to keep going. So I want you to really think about who you've become in this past year and practice seeing what you've learned, what how much stronger you've become, where you've gained confidence, where you've gained clarity. And then when you reflect on that, I want you to think about the future you at the top of the stairs. What came to mind when you saw her and what she was doing? Ask yourself, did you even know that you dreamed that? Was that even a dream you thought about? Was that even something you were allowing yourself to dream of you doing? And then look at her. What does she believe about herself? What did she have to learn? What did she have to overcome? What shifts did she need to make? What did she need to be open to uh to doing to get to where she is today? What fears came up about becoming her? About doing what she's doing? What do you need to release in order to become her? Really, really think about her. Was she smiling? Did she feel confident? When I first did this, the first time I created this guided visualization, I didn't know what I wanted for my future, and I got to the top of the landing, this beautiful gold frame, and there I was standing on stage in a block top, black um, trouser pants, like kind of like long. I had flats on. My hair was up in like a headband, and I had a microphone in my hand, and I was on stage and I was speaking to an audience, a large audience. And I was like, whoo, wait a minute. I have never envisioned this in my life. But I realized when I really looked at her, it was really about feeling confident in my message to the world, feeling confident in me as a coach, feeling confident in being able to help others, not second guessing what I'm saying out into the world or how I show up on my podcast or how I show up as a guest on podcasts or guest in mastermind groups or whenever I'm speaking. It really gave me this, wow, maybe I do have a message to share in this world. Wouldn't it be cool to bring it to the masses? But I never had let myself dream that because I was afraid of public speaking. I was afraid to say something stupid or something wrong. And then I realized I have to become her. It means that every decision I make in my business, how I show up in the podcast, how I show up on Instagram, how I show up in when I'm guest speaking in other places, right? I have to start with where I'm guest speaking to 5 people before I get to 10 people, before I get to 20 people, before I get confident with 100, 200, 300,000 people, right? I have to build my confidence up. And that's what I saw in her. She went through that journey until she was on that stage, microphone in hand, laughing, having a good time, no notes in her hand, speaking off the cuff, just knew who she was and what she had to bring to this world. So really reflect on who you're seeing in that photo. Who is she? Now, I want you to do two exercises right now. I want you to take a moment to write a short note to your past self, thanking her for all she's gifted you along the way. She has gone through it. She has tested a lot of waters to get to where you are right now. Honor her, thank her, because in the moment, she wasn't feeling that. She was struggling or she was dreaming and not knowing if it was possible. Let her know that everything she went through gave you so much knowledge and wisdom for what's to come. And then I want you to write a note to your future self, letting her know that you are excited to meet her, that you are ready to become her, and that you will use her as a guide to the thoughts, beliefs, and actions that you need to embody today to step into the life and business she's created in the future. Tap into her, see her, tap into her beliefs and actions she takes and her next level confidence. That's how you turn your vision into reality. Every decision you make in the coming year, months, weeks, days should be based on what she would believe, that person in that photo, what she would think, what actions she would take. That's how you create the new habits, right? You decide every day, well, she works out every day, so I got to work out today. Okay, what decision am I in? I don't really feel like working out, but she would. She would go and work out because she knows she's going to feel good in her body to do what she wants to do, right? If you want a successful business and you know you have to be visible and you see her in that image being standing so confidently in her business and having that life she loves and her business is running smoothly and she's in her element, will you make decisions based on what does she do? She would show up today even if it's uncomfortable. She would show up tomorrow even if it's uncomfortable. She would show up until it becomes comfortable, until it's working for her. Staying connected to her every single day. One of my favorite journal prompts every single day is, how will I lead myself today? Who am I today? How will I lead myself? What thoughts, beliefs, and actions do I need to lead with today? What habits am I committed to today in order to become who I desire to be? So you're actually going to use this visualization later on in the Lead Yourself podcast series to really create the life and business you desire, right? To really create that strategic plan for the next quarter. As you start to become her, you're going to identify those things that she would do, the goals she would have for the next quarter in order to become her. And then you are going to map out based your weeks, your days, your months in the quarter to really match who she is in the future. So really do some reflecting on this. If you need to go back and do the visualization again, you can do that. I hope you found this inspiring. I hope it gives you some gratitude for the journey you've taken, for the life you're living, and all that's to come in the future. So yeah, drop me a message. Let me know what came up for you in this visualization, any questions you have, any aha moments. Um, I am in the description of the podcast. You can grab the Becoming Quarterly Journal and Planner that helps you take what you discovered in this visualization and map it out into your quarterly plan. It is my favorite planner and journal that I created. I use it every day myself. So that is there for you. And yeah, I will see you all next time for day 3 of the Lead Yourself podcast series. See y'all soon. Bye. Hi, lovely. Thank you so much for listening to the Fearless Female Entrepreneur podcast. You might have been listening along and thinking, I'm ready. I'm ready to become the woman who has all she desires. I'm ready to finally live my dream life and business. Well, listen in. If you're tired of sitting on the sidelines watching everyone else succeed, wondering when you'll make your dreams happen, if you want to step into unwavering confidence and show up in your life and business with a renewed energy and unstoppable mindset, if you want to stop second guessing or letting doubts and fears stop you, if you are ready to feel purposeful and fulfilled and abundant and joyful in all areas of your life, then Breakthrough is perfect for you. Breakthrough is my signature coaching program, and we work together one-on-one to guide you to release the shoulds and finally call the shots in your life and business. This is where you make powerful, transformative shifts in your mindset, beliefs, perspectives, and actions so that you're leading yourself to live life and create a business your way. This program is designed to help you find what's holding you back, completely reframe your beliefs so you lead with empowering thoughts,
deeply connect to what you desire and who you will be when you get there, and have you leading your thoughts, beliefs, and actions every single day so that they truly align to what you desire to be experiencing in your life. So if you're interested in learning more, visit www.start.katarinakormas.com/breakthrough info, or send me an email at katarina@truejoyexperience.com, and let's jump in.